Change your life in 1 week. Good evening, everyone. I want you to close your eyes for a moment. Picture your dream life, not just the surface stuff, not just the car or the house, but the feeling of living the life you were meant to live. Can you feel it? The joy, the purpose, the confidence. Now open your eyes and ask yourself this: why am I not living that life right now? The answer is different for everyone, but it comes down to this: change doesn't wait for permission. It doesn't wait for comfort. It waits for action. And here's the good news: you don't have to transform everything overnight. You don't need months or years to see a difference. You just need 1 week. Yes, 1 week. 7 days. That's all it takes to ignite a change that will ripple through your entire life. Over the next hour, I'll show you how, day by day, you can rewrite your story. It's not about being perfect, it's about being intentional. Are you ready? Let's begin. Day 1. The power of a decision. Change begins with a decision. Not a wish. Not a half-hearted, maybe I'll try. A decision. A commitment. You see, too many people are waiting for the perfect time to start. Let me tell you something: there is no perfect time. Life doesn't pause for you to catch up. It doesn't wait for you to feel ready. You want to know when the perfect time is. It's now. When you make that decision, it's like drawing a line in the sand. You're telling yourself, I will no longer accept excuses. I will no longer accept less than my best. But I'll be honest with you, making that decision will feel uncomfortable. Growth always does. You'll hear voices in your head saying, what if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? Ignore them, because on the other side of that decision is a life you've been waiting for. Let me ask you this: what decision do you need to make right now? Maybe it's starting a new routine. Maybe it's leaving behind a toxic relationship. Maybe it's simply deciding that you deserve better. Whatever it is, decide today. Because the hardest part of change isn't the work, it's deciding to start. Day 2. Face the mirror. Day 2 is about truth. And let me tell you, truth is uncomfortable. But you can't change what you're not willing to confront. You've got to look yourself in the mirror and ask, what's holding me back? Is it fear? Is it doubt? Maybe it's the people you surround yourself with. Maybe it's habits that no longer serve you. Let me share a story. There was a man who dreamed of building his own business. For years, he talked about it, but he never took action. He blamed his circumstances. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. But deep down, he knew the truth. He was afraid. Afraid of failing. Afraid of what people would think. It wasn't until he faced that fear head-on that things began to change. He stopped blaming his circumstances and started owning his choices. And that's what I'm asking you to do today. Look at your life, not with judgment, but with honesty. Because the truth will set you free, but first, it will challenge you. Day 3. Discipline over motivation. Now let's talk about something that trips up so many people: motivation. You see, motivation is great, but it's fleeting. It's like a spark, it can get you started, but it won't keep the fire burning. What you need is discipline. Discipline says, I'll show up, no matter how I feel. Discipline says, I'll do the work, even when it's hard. Think about the people you admire, the athletes, the entrepreneurs, the leaders. Do you think they feel motivated every day? No, but they show up anyway. Because discipline isn't about how you feel, it's about what you've committed to. So let me ask you, what's one thing you've been avoiding because it feels too hard? Maybe it's waking up earlier. Maybe it's having that tough conversation. Whatever it is, I want you to commit to it today. Not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. Day 4. Serve others. By now, you're starting to build momentum. But here's the secret to a truly fulfilling life: it's not just about you. If you want to change your life, start by changing someone else's. Serve, give, lift someone up. There's a power in giving that can't be measured in dollars or applause. It's measured in impact. I'll never forget a story I heard about a man who was struggling in life. His career was falling apart, his relationships were strained. One day, instead of focusing on his problems, he decided to volunteer at a homeless shelter. And in serving others, he found perspective. He realized that his struggles didn't define him. His ability to give did. So here's my challenge to you: find one way to serve someone else this week. Maybe it's as simple as a kind word. Maybe it's volunteering your time or resources. Whatever it is, give without expecting anything in return. Because when you lift others, you lift yourself. Day 5. Cut out the noise. Day 5 is about focus. Let me ask you this: how much of your time is spent on things that don't matter? Scrolling through social media, worrying about other people's opinions, chasing distractions. For the next week, I want you to cut out the noise. Turn off the distractions. Stop scrolling endlessly. Unfollow negativity. Instead, pour your energy into things that build you up: reading, learning, growing. Because here's the truth: your time is your most valuable resource. Once it's gone, you can't get it back. So guard it fiercely. Protect your focus like your life depends on it, because it does. Day 6. Celebrate small wins. Too often, we wait to celebrate until we've reached the finish line. But here's the truth: every step forward is a victory. Did you wake up on time today? Celebrate it. Did you take one small step toward your goal? Celebrate it. Because progress, not perfection, is what matters. When you start celebrating the small wins, you build confidence. And confidence creates momentum. So don't wait for the big milestones, find joy in the journey. Day 7. Repeat the process. Here's the thing about change: it's not about doing something once. It's about consistency. Day 7 is about repeating the process. Because true transformation doesn't happen in a single week, it happens in the weeks and months that follow. So as you finish this week, I want you to ask yourself, what's next? How will you keep building on the foundation you've laid? The habits you've started this week: waking up earlier, serving others, cutting out distractions, how will you carry them forward? So here we are. 7 days. 7 opportunities to change your life. I'll leave you with this: the life you want isn't some distant dream. It's not waiting for someday. It's waiting for you, to show up, to step up, to fight for it. So don't wait. Don't overthink it. Start today. And when you look back, you'll see that this week wasn't just another 7 days, it was the week everything changed.